Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. Yet another budget railroading new engine I need to show you. Now, when I purchased this, I was unaware I was going to be making 4 stops at 4 awesome train shops. So this kind of came at a bad time. But like I said, it was a budget purchase. This is a little bit more than the Reading GP that I bought, not by much. I mean, if it wasn't for the shipping, it would have been sub $100. It is a K-line scale Trainmaster. 2 precision motors with brass flywheels, real life metal detailing, accurate paint schemes. Runs on 031. It also has TMCC, rail sounds, electro couplers, smoke unit, directional lighting, freely moving radiator fans, and lighted number boards. Cruise control would be an awesome addition, but to expect cruise control and TMCC for around $100, that's pushing your luck. I'm hoping this turns out a little bit better than the Reading Jeep in that this one works, but we'll find out. And more importantly, we'll find out together. Can I get it out of the box without damaging it? I'm not sure. The box has smoke fluid and traction tires. The foam's clean in there. Pickup rollers are dirty. So I guess it got some runtime. Well, there's certainly a decent amount of paint loss along the metal railings. I'm okay with a little paint loss on this because, let's be honest, it still looks a lot better than my post-war Lionel ones. Looks like the switch was set to signal sound, so I moved it over to rail sounds. There is no cab number on this Virginian Trainmaster. The yellow paint is actively flaking off the metal parts. One of the things I had thought of when I saw this was that maybe I could take my post-war shell and put it on this and have a TMCC smoking post-war looking engine, but I don't think there's any point to doing that. If all the paint flakes off and it bothers me, maybe I'll just repaint it. But all things considered, this looks really clean. So I'm going to throw a little oil on the axles and the gears, and then we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope it works. Since this engine has no cab number on it, I was trying to decide what to number it. It does say on the box number 53, so hopefully I can remember that without having to write it on the side of the engine with a Sharpie. Okay, power up. We're going to call this engine 53. All right, hopefully that worked. Let me flip that switch back to run. Let's power it back up. Oh, I did something wrong. Or it's broken. Let's see. Well, I'll play with it for a minute and see what happens. Okay, so I took it off the track, put it back in program, programmed it a second time, and now it works. Okay, so it works. That's always a nice surprise, especially after my recent experience with my last engine. It definitely needs some adjustment. I have to look into, adjusting the momentum and the speed and all that stuff to see if I can get it to go a little slower, because it kind of just takes off. Maybe that's indicative of this engine, maybe it's a setting. So I have not really played with those settings yet, so this gives me a good excuse to get in there and fiddle around and learn a little bit more about TMCC. I don't know how much this train was run. I do know that the posting said that the gentleman did not have command control, so he had only ever run it conventionally and in one direction. Does that mean it was run extensively in one direction, or really only a little bit? So I'm going to run it for a while, see if it breaks in and gets a little smoother and slower, and I'll take a look at the settings and see if I can make any changes. Regardless, I think it's a fantastic looking engine. I will note that yes, it does have cab numbers, it's just only on the number boards, which maybe that's a Virginian thing, I don't know. But I did see them when I was trying to program the engine. I see that the 53 lights up front and back. So now I do not have to write it with Sharpie on the side of the engine. So that's a good thing, because that would look funky. I'll also note that I have it running long hood forward, which I'm not much of a long hood forward kind of a guy. For some reason, I feel like the cabs belong at the front of the engines. But I mean, even the figures are facing the long hood. So, I mean, I do realize that's safer in an event of an accident on a crossing, but it's my layout and I don't have any crossings. But either way, I might as well run it the way that it's supposed to be run, I guess. He says reluctantly. There are a lot of screws on the bottom of this, and I'm not really sure which ones do what. So I'm going to go with the obvious and go from there. So here we go. This is the Trainmaster. And I decided I needed to get into it to take a look at everything after working on the Reading GP39. It would be a real shame if I didn't service it, and it really, really needed one. We got two screws visible from the bottom, one through the center of the truck and one through the pickup. I see a screw down here. The lubricant looks fine. It's kind of all thrown up to the top there. So I'm just going to push some of it down. That's back together. At least now I know there's lube on the gears and that neither of the breast gears are getting chewed up. If you watch Nick's channel, he'll say frequently that even an engine that says it can run on 036 or 031 doesn't mean you should do it. And the reason being all these wires that you've got going down into this truck. If this is 042 or 054, it's going that far. They're moving side to side. But once you start going tighter, it's pulling those wires under the frame and bending everything. And that's just going to accelerate wear and breakage. So the wider the curve is, the less likely you are to pull wires out of it. Since it's on the workbench, I'm going to spray the pickups with the contact cleaner. I don't recall if I did that before, but it can't hurt to do it again. I just give them a little spray and wipe them off. Looks like I'm missing a traction tire here. I wonder if I have one that fits it. Nice thing about these side frames is that the screws are accessible from the bottom. That's really nice that that comes off like that. So we got 4 traction tires, everything's cleaned and lubed. So I guess that's it. Whole bunch of paint just came off the bottom. Something's not sitting right. Okay, I think it was the smoke unit. Wasn't fitting into the top. Just a little bit of finagling. It's good. The Trucks are turning okay. I'm much more comfortable running this now that I've been inside and checked out the gears and the lubrication. So the switches on the bottom of the engine, we have the smoke all the way back here, program run, and the rail or signal sounds, plus the volume control. You can really see the paint loss on the bottom here where it's silver. This is just flaking off, which, you know, it's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. So I might as well get back on the layout and enjoy running it now that I feel more comfortable. It's not as smooth as I would like it to be. It's a little jerky, it's a little quick, but seems to be operating well. I was reading online, somebody had said that the motors were wired in parallel and they had changed that to in series and it helped. Certainly at the moment don't feel like doing that, but maybe I will later, because I certainly would like it to run slower. But also it might just smooth out as I run it. So for the time being, I'm going to use it as is. Then I'll look into how the motors are wired and if I should switch them up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.